No, I want to bring in, so these are the results that are coming, so let's focus on that so far. Okay, election day. So this is not, okay, it's this. This is where I have to make some changes. Just remove that. Okay. And just bring me here. Okay. So as we now already see, the results where they come so far, we they give una, um, if we now look at the bottom here, 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 okay, the results they come as then the input term, and as then the input term, when I go see waiting, they go on, but for now, it's still look, we get about what Madabio 55.1. So it dey fluctuate actually. And I've been 55.4. Now it don't go down. I don't know what that gain. Let me see what that gain here. And then wire. Somebody must have gained something. Probably Ngube Bandi Jamba, the RUFP, must have gained from that, because Alex say Madabi you don't go a little bit. So as we continue, on stay tuned. So as I go I dey tell una pay attention on waiting at the results where they come in, because let me do some refresh somewhere so una go able to understand how much now don't go.
Combined 184 vote, 1.58%. Kenema. Well, the heartland of what you would want to say retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio?
I wouldn't say that. I honestly wouldn't say the heartland of retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio. What I would say is that it still brings me back to the element of deception. I mean, the All People's Congress have shown every indication that, I mean, they have taken over Kenema district. And now the results are not resonating with that. Yeah? And the SLPP, I think, have been faced with several challenges over the years, in the last few years, particularly relating with, you know, the Kenema axis. Yeah? And so, with the huge margin, I would also say that brings me back again to the element of whether there will be a runoff or not.
So let me take you back on that. Let's go back to the previous elections. Kenema, SLPP, has been sitting very comfortably in that particular district. If we should go back to the recent convention, of course, of the party that was held in Kenema, many people alleged that the reason why the retired took that convention to that district as a result of, he feels that Kenema is his parlor.
It's his turf.
Because mark you, he established businesses even in Kenema when he returned from his studies before going again.
So he's
he
invested.
has been very,
He's invested.
Yeah. I mean, that investment might not account largely for that. Let's also look at what the governing APC have been saying. You have the likes of the Deputy Minister of Finance, Momo Vandi. You know, you have the likes of, strong people who claim to have got the minds and
hearts of the people
of Kenema. And that has not shown itself. Yeah? And you never know by the time all of the results flick in. I mean, the margin,
may actually change. Now, here's my other question. Everybody thought that the great divide, the NGC splitting from, or rather Kanekole Yunkela leaving the SLPP would cause quite a shake when it comes to, the SLPP, because he left with a core, a large core of the SLPP greats who used to be in the SLPP. But we're seeing something totally different. It seems like the SLPP has not been shaken. In fact, both of you have admitted that they're doing remarkably better than the previous election.
In fact, for the first time, we've seen, like I said, I quote, BA is taking this kind of titanic lead, if you like, yeah? And, but there is something interesting also about Kenema. Let's take in the days of Momo Chalo. You remember, they had this guy, late now, Jambodi, for development. He went as far as being the vice president to Momo. I mean, by then he was the only lawyer in Kenema. Kenema, they have what they call Kemaina, Kenema. It's a militant town, if you like, for SLPP. They have been very much militant. But unlike when they swing with their head mount, long sleeve and intestine. They are very much crazy. And mark you see, you saw what happened in Kenema town, the Dama Road, the Anga Road. I mean the road. You see the row between the central government and the council, the council chairman, the city mayor. I mean this kind of thing. In fact, they even went to as far as saying, "Oh, when I stop the road, the Blama Road, say no, don't make this road until Bio comes." So Kenema is a militant town. But again, looking at 2007, towards the Tongo axis, going towards Kono. I mean, APC had one councillor. In 2007, they made inroad. But looking at the performance of the APC, it has dropped drastically in Kenema. And we don't see this kind of, like you said, I agree. People were really expecting. But when you look at the NGC, the top guys at the top are SLPP. Most of the guys behind are more of the grassroots, people from other parties, mostly. So you see, Kenema is a militant town. But they've not enjoyed it. They've not enjoyed
in terms of development.
Yes, much like the Bow, but they just love SLPP. Look at the BS massacres. These are, So Kenema is a bit. BS has enjoyed some amount of lead. The vote of the APC have dropped. Looking at the provisional result and from the other result we've got, so it's like and mark you, Kenema is a diamonferous area. They have mixed people. everybody comes, go to Kenema, just like Kono. Yeah. So I mean, in fact, there is a place when you go towards ID Konobotu, going towards the Iafi, there is the separate, they call it Libakona. During the war, there is a place. So there's huge concentration. So if you see when they call the result, you see people, the APC getting vote for some of this because they are concentration of the bars. You go towards Tongo, the Lower Bambara, you know. So it's about settlement.
It's a mix and match.
It's a mixed match. Yeah.
All right, let's just go to the north very quickly there. Koinadugu, total number of voters is 84,293. Now, so far, we only have 567 votes counted. If you look at our graph there, that's about 0.6%. Not much coming in from there. We still have about 83,726. But let's look at so far who's taking what. Now, the APC, 312. We can see there the flag bearer, Samura Kamara, taking 312 votes so far. SLPP is at 61 votes. That is retired Brigadier Julius Madabio there. So far from the votes counted, this is what they're taking. NGC, 167 votes. That is 29%. T4C is taking 9 votes. That is at 1%. And ADP, 11 votes at 1%. And CDP is taking 3 votes in Koinadugu at 0.53%, and others are taking about 4 votes. These are the number of votes counted thus far. Of course, NGC seems to be making inroads in some interesting districts so far. We can move on to the next one.
Moyamba. Moyamba has, of course, registered voters of 147,041. Votes counted thus far, 203, which is about 0.14%. And remaining votes to be counted, 146,838, which is 99.86%. The spread is APC 129 votes, which is about 63.55%. SLPP 60 votes, 29.5%. NGC 8 votes, 3.94%. C4C 1 vote, 0.49%, ADP 3 votes, 1.48%, CDP 1 vote, 0.49%, and others 1 vote, 0.49% for Moyamba.
I thought you mentioned the South mostly leans SOPP. Moyamba is a different state. We're seeing the APC taking the lead.
It's the South. It's the South.
Okay. No. I'm wondering if the South...
Yeah, it's
wondering if
been linked to the SLPP.
South. The Southern region.
That's what I'm saying. If it's been linked, if the South is... Yes, that's
it's also a blue state.
No, you have some parts of Moyamba that cannot be easily, comfortably linked with SLPP. I mean, you have the Shinge axis, for example, the Ribi, the Bradford.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, again... we may want to wait until the final results are out.
And it's a bit surprising as well for even Musa Tawali from Moyamba.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, with 1%. With 1 vote, sorry.
Well, you see, the issue of Musa Tawali is a bit dicey around Moyamba. I mean, he has this kind of thing. In fact, when you go there, they call him Akman.
It's a place that should be his stronghold.
Yeah, but it's... I mean, I knew, of course, I was not surprised. I thought he was going to perform well, I mean, based on the provisional result. But when you look at, I mean, Moyamba, I mean, they are a bit deceptive. I mean, they are still SLPP. And if you come down to where this Achalo was saying, Ribi, Shenge, mark you, APC got 1 seat in Moyamba district. Coming down towards Songo, they had 1 seat. They maintained the seat from 2007 to 2012. And now it's a bit difficult for the APC. Yeah. So, I mean, and mark you, these are not many people. Most of them are within the river line, within the coast. Okay. Shabus. These are Shabus.
I mean, I would have expected, the likes of Musa Tarawali to have, actually made inroads in Moyamba.
Having served as member of parliament.
Exactly, given the fact that he's been a member of parliament.
We've only counted...
yes, I'm coming back to that this is just like...
minute number.
0.14%. Okay.
Let's
move on to Port Local very quickly. We're going to go through the final 3 districts and then get your final parting shots on the results so far. Registered voters is 233,962 in Port Local. Now, the votes counted so far, 2,031. The provisional results as of now. 231,931 votes remain counted. Now, so far, the APC is taking the lead there with 1,150 votes. from the votes counted so far. SLPP is in third place, actually, with 196 votes. We're seeing the NGC taking a strong second lead there with 526 votes from the votes counted so far. T4C is at 13 votes. ADP equally as strong at fifth position there. Oh no, fourth actually. Fourth position with 76 votes from the votes counted so far. CDP is at 15 votes and the others are taking about 49 votes there, and that is Port Loco.
Very interesting. Results coming in, especially with the NGC there.
Yeah.
Because it should be a stronghold of, even if not the APC, Kamarimba should have, been very bold.
He's doing relatively well.
I think he's doing relatively well. Yeah, he's doing well. I mean, he's doing relatively well, I think. I mean,
possibly, maybe if he might
in fact, he's probably, you know, the most, you know, underestimated person in this whole game.
He put up a very brave fight over the Barampadi.
Yes. With Usman Karanke.
With Usman Karanke, he put up a very brave. But you see, by-elections are not general elections.
at all. I was going to say that because, I mean, Port Loco can be regarded as the hottest seat of the APC.
Yeah.
You have the Alpha Cans, you have the Kemosises, you have the...
So many big ones.
So many of them. So, I mean...
70% of them, right?
I mean, I honestly, I am even surprised that, you know, SLPP could clinch the number of votes, you know, from 0.87%. Of the vote counts that they could clinch that.
SLPP is in the far third.
I'm coming to NGC now. I'm not coming to NGC. A new political party. It's likely that by the time the results, you know, are concluded, NGC might.
Is making a significant.
Okay,
let's stop you there.
APC did well.
Okay.
They did.
Considering the fact that it has been a battle since the selection of Samura. Mark you, they have about 6 of them who are vying for the flag
that particular area.
So I mean, there was this kind of defection here and there, disgruntlement, and I think they have 10 seats, right? It's highly likely that APC
I think even if that affected the party, it did not affect the relationship between and amongst the various players.
And
okay?
And
that's where I see the political maturity displayed by the
We will have
APC.
a Blackhead comment. Let's move on to the Western area rural districts. Obviously here in the West again, where we have registered voters of about 282,348. Votes counted, 6,476, which is about 2.29% of the vote. Votes remaining, 275,872, which is about 97.71%. Now, the APC is actually enjoying that with about 3,883, which is about 59.19%. SLPP, 2,121, 32%. NGC, 352, 5.44%. C4C, 53, 0.82%. ADP, 32, 0.49%, CDP 24 votes, 0.37%, and the other political parties combined 61 votes, 0.94%.
All right, finally, let's go down south there with Pujeun, our final district. Their registered voters 101,250 so far. Only 224 votes have been counted, and we have 101,026 uncounted so far. We are seeing the APC coming in second there with 35 votes. There's quite a margin between them and the first, or the number one, which is SLPP, with 179 votes there. The NGC is at 1 vote so far. C4C is not, or has not registered any votes as of now. The ADP is at 1 vote, CDP is at 1 vote, and the others are at 7. I guess this is quite standard there. Pujeun is in the south. South is SLPP stronghold. Final shots. Let's get your parting shots. We'll start with you, Edmund.
Of course, I want to thank all those, at the Native Consortium. And of course, I want to congratulate Sierra Leoneans for coming out this to vote, and want to advise that the security forces, want to thank them also, and please want to advise that people have to be patient with NEC. The anxiety, the celebration, the provocation should cease. Let us wait and be patient with the process. We've come a long way, and I think we are going somewhere. Sierra Leone, we are one. Sierra Leone should win. So once more, I want to thank the native think tank, the native consortium, the native, the situation room, all our 560 observers across the country. I want to thank you very much. Thank you again, Angela.
I'm going to say, and your mama who born you.
I
Well, I mean, I think it's been very, very, very great here, and I want to congratulate Sierra Leoneans. I mean, in the midst of, you know, I would say inadequate government transport provision, you know, to mitigate the effect of the vehicle ban, you know, on voter turnout. In the event of that, people still went out, you know, to cast their votes. And I would also want to say that, you know, to congratulate the West Africa Network of Peace Building, WANEP, you know, for establishing an election situation room. And of course, Siege will be coming out tomorrow with our press statement, you know, putting together what our findings have been over the days. And we really want to acknowledge the role played by several institutions, including the AYV. I see AYV have been really, you know, on top of events. Yes, and want to also congratulate